This is the 2005 Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. It's the U.S. Pool A that kicks it off first, and it's available in ESPN2 HD. Let's play some baseball. Every summer, this town waits, quietly prepares, in anticipation, and then they arrive.
Flight 4280 arriving from Orlando, Florida. Welcome to Williamsport.
They are travel-weary, but are quickly caught up in the excitement of having realized a dream.
This forward's huge! This is awesome!
Bags are unpacked, uniforms unfolded, and suddenly this town is alive with the sights and sounds of Little League Baseball. For the next 2 weeks, you can call this place home and walk away with memories of a lifetime. Williamsport is ready. Play ball. Series 2005. South Williamsport, Pennsylvania is the site. We welcome you. All kinds of fans already on hand. Day one, game one opens it up for the lucky youngsters who have made it. It's presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Hawai'i, Pennsylvania will go at it in game one. We'll see who's going to earn their stripes here with only 16 teams having made it to Williamsport, PA. That's after so many thousands of youngsters around the world made the effort to get here. But 16 teams are, and they represent both the international and U.S. municipalities. Let's take a look at the pools for the United States. There are 8 teams divided this way. Pool A, Florida, Hawaii, Iowa, Pennsylvania. Pool B with California, Kentucky, Louisiana, and Maine having been the winners. 2 teams from each of these pools will move on to the next segment. Internationally, these are the teams that have made it, who will go against one another in their respective pools C and D. British Columbia, Guam, Mexico, Russia, Curacao, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. Always a delight to see Harold Reynolds. Great to be back with you here.
Hi, Gary.
The excitement builds. These teams, these kids, they look so forward to this and are so fortunate to make it. For Hawaii, Iwa Beach is here for the first time for their Little League program.
Well, it's a great time of the year. And, you know, we'll talk about the players right now. Alakai Agape. This kid has been dominant through the regionals, and you have to play well in the regionals, obviously, to get here. And this has been the youngster that's led him. Look at the 20 Ks right there. Last outing at 11 strikeouts through a 2-hitter, and he also hit 3 home runs in the regional. Pretty good young player.
And another first, Newtown, Pennsylvania. Their Little League program is represented here at the college at the Little League World Series for the first time. How'd they get here?
Well, really, they got here with a couple guys leading them, but Greg Gears is the one guy. They rode in on his ears. I mean, that's what I call him, Gears with the ears. He's showing them off. 700 batting average, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. This is the Little League World Series, and the kids have a lot of fun with all the nicknames. They call him G-Man on the team.
Kid is either going to love you or hate you for the rest of his life in light of that comment. And you talk about knowledgeable people about this Little League World Series. Sam Ryan is with one of those youngsters right now.
Okay, Gary, we have a Little League World Series trivia buff here. Blaze Lazinski from Newtown has been taping these games since he was 7 years old. So I'm going to put him to the test here. He's said to be the so-called Rain Man of the Little League World Series. Let's see how much you know. Let's go back to last year. Kid from Morganton, liked to eat a lot. Who was that?
Andrew Biscuit Martin.
What number?
24. And there was another big eater on their team, Eli Lawson. His nickname was Big Country, and he was number 23.
What did they like to eat before games?
Anything. They'll eat anything. Chicken, gravy, mashed potatoes, turkey, anything.
Okay, let's go back to Lamar Little League, the team from Texas. They were here 2 years in a row. What was their manager's name?
Jim Michaelek.
Okay, he's got that one. He is 2 for 2. Blaze is blazing here. Now we're going to go back a little deeper. There was a, let's just say a catcher who played in the Little League World Series, went to the title game. He won the World Series, Major League Baseball, this past year. Who's that?
Jason Veritek. He's also my favorite player, so I guess I know that.
All right, Blaze, he's looking to put his name in the record books. Gary?
Well, Sam, we were going to have Harold go down and answer those questions. We thought you'd be the candidate, but you didn't know any of the answers.
I had no chance. Kidding me?
He got blown out of the open before we even got started. 2 questions, no answers. Harold's gone. All right, when we come back, there'll be some dancing, there'll be a lot of smiles, and there'll be some great baseball. 11 and 12-year-olds ready to go. Game 1 coming up.
Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. So we tell them,
we are Tigers.
we are Tigers.
Have you got what it takes to be a Tiger? Work hard, eat right with Kellogg's Frosted Flakes as part of a complete breakfast. And never stop earning your stripes.
So what can you tell me about this perfect real estate agent?
Well, she has a lot of experience.
And lots of sales.
She knows our neighborhood, the schools, maybe speaks a foreign language.
Icelandic.
This could take a while.
Finding the right real estate agent shouldn't be this hard. At RE/MAX.com, you can search the industry's top sales force for the agent who's just right for you.
Maybe we should call up their surveillance teams?
Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
Win the ultimate baseball family vacation and participate in a baseball clinic with an ESPN personality in an Orlando area theme park. Register now at ESPN.com/keyword KFC. KFC, the official telecast sponsor of ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series.
Ow. Ouch, Dave. I'd fix myself, but I am a wall.
You let it dry, sand it, paint it. Tour stop.
What's that?
Nothing.
Ace, the helpful place.
ESPN2's coverage of the 2005 Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. Never stop earning your stripes. And in part by RE/MAX. RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Little League Baseball. And KFC, the official telecast sponsor of ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series.
Welcome back, everybody. There is the statue of old Casey out there, and here are the youngsters who couldn't wait to get here and now can't wait to play as Newtown, Pennsylvania. They will be the home team for this first game in pool play as each of the 4 teams in the pool plays against one another. And for Hawaii, there's the starting lineup. It is presented by Frosted Flakes. The middle of this lineup, Agape in particular, the big bat, big player both on the mound and at the plate. But this team can really score some runs, and you're going to get an opportunity now to meet these youngsters as they introduce themselves in this 2005 World Series.
My name is Nestor Oliviero. My favorite player is David Ortiz.
Hi, my name is Myron Enos, and my favorite player is Bobby Abreu.
Hi, my name is Hawai'i Agape, and my favorite player is Manny Ramirez.
Hi, my name is Shane Baniaga, and my favorite player is Manny Ramirez.
My name is Michael Memel, and my favorite player is Barry Bonds.
Hi, my name is Juan Fiel, and my favorite player is Barry Bonds.
Hi, my name is Quentin Guevara, and my favorite player is Bobby Abreu.
Hi, my name is Ty Turpak, and my favorite player is Nolan Ryan.
Hi, my name is Harrison Cam, and my favorite player is Andrew Jones.
Hi, my name is Ethan Javier, and my favorite player is Ichiro Suzuki.
Hi, my name is Zachary Rossetti, and my favorite player is Manny Ramirez.
Hi, my name is Zachary Ranett, and my favorite player is Derek Jeter.
All right, let's meet the kids defensively from Newtown, Pennsylvania. In left field, Darren Lauer, like Matt Lauer. His favorite band is The Doors. Center fielder, Ben Parker. He says his role model is Bo Jackson. The right fielder, Dan Denton. His TV show that he loves the best, Baseball Tonight. They'll be here next Wednesday. The third baseman, Blaze Lazinski. Listen to this, Gary. He desires to be the greatest baseball player of all time.
Have big dreams.
The shortstop, Ryan Hartley. His favorite movie is Sandlot. The second baseman, Michael Tentalucci. His favorite player is Albert Pujols. Not bad, not bad. The first baseman, Greg Gears, we met him earlier. His favorite food is corn dogs. The catcher, Dave Pine, he says he always gives his mom a hug for good luck. Not bad. And the pitcher, Keith Terry Jr., he said his favorite food is anything but seafood.
That leaves a lot.
Yeah.
He is a 12-year-old, as most of these youngsters are, 11, 12, with an occasional 13-year-old who qualified because of a birthday date. And he will start it off here, and you can bet his heart is beating right now for all the games these teams have played over the years in Little League Baseball and dreamed of getting here. They get the opportunity. Bob Clayton out of Springfield, Illinois, is home plate umpire, and this 2005 Little League World Series is underway as the pitch is taken up high for a ball. LLWS Hawaii, first time their Little League program has had the opportunity to make an appearance here. Hawaii is represented for the 9th time in the history of the Little League World Series with a team from the islands coming here. A number of the parents obviously are on hand. Parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters.
It's a long trip.
That is a long, long trip. Played on the West Coast for the regionals to get here. That pitch is going to be taken for a strike and a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
You start thinking about the commitment that the parents make to be able to give their time and follow the kids through the regionals and come all the way over here. That's quite a commitment.
Leviato takes the swing, bounces that one off the catcher's mask for a foul ball, evening the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This team from Hawaii had a lot of offense. They outscored the opposition 87-19 getting here. That's an amazing number. That's the dad who is the manager of this team. That is Leighton, and swung out and missed and one away. So the son goes down swinging. Leighton Alviano is going to be wearing a Mike Forrest. We will have a chance to listen in as Terry gets the strikeout, one away. Myron Enos comes to the plate. You take a look at the fans here. Real big crowd for this first game. There are 2 ballparks here, of course. Lamity Stadium is where we are. Volunteers to the back side, on the other side of the concession stand aisle. We'll have games for you coming from both of the ballparks all the way through the finals, which are some 10 days away now. He's one of the 13-year-olds, Boston Red Sox fan. He's had 10 hits and 21 at-bats in the regional play, as Hawaii 6-0 in regional play, as was the team from Newtown, Pennsylvania. Both teams did not lose a ball game in order to get here.
2-0.
And a 2-0 count. See how much patience we get here from the young hitters, who are amazing in that regard, as we've seen in previous Little League World Series. Big cut on a fastball. It was on the inside.
Big swing right there. Letting it go. And that's what you want to do on a 2-0 pitch.
Looking to pick up a long ball here if he can. He's had 1 home run in the tournament play that got them here. Pitch didn't miss by much. 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Well, the one thing you see when you have big hitters is they get in this ballpark and you see people sitting up on the hill. Instead of hitting it over the fence, they want to hit it to somebody up on the hill. They take a little bigger swing.
And he's on. Well, take a look at the dimensions here in Lamity Stadium compared with a Major League ballpark.
Well, Major League Baseball, 60 feet 6 inches, and it's 90 feet on the base paths. That's the pitcher's mound, 6 feet 6 inches. 46 feet is where the pitch is going to come from, and then 60 feet on the base paths. But the big difference is the fence is 205 all the way around. And that's a pop-up in the big leagues. At least you hope so.
That's right. And not very high either, so outfielders sometimes can make some spectacular catches here when they're playing in the outfield in this ballpark. Well, here is the most dangerous hitter, probably at least coming in, as Agape, another one of the 13-year-olds, has had 11 hits at 20 at-bats. so far in the tournament leading up here to Williamsport. Fouls that one back. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. If anybody's got a chance to put the ball out of the ballpark,
thanks, buddy.
He's one of them.
He took a good swing right there. Looked like a little cutter or something. He fouled it back. Good swing. Anytime you foul a ball straight back, that means that's a pretty good swing. You just missed the ball, but it was good. You're right on it. You had it timed pretty good.
The 8th grader fouls that one off outside of first. Couldn't get around on it. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. It's the hitter, if you're the opposing team, that you do not want to give a chance to beat you with a long ball.
And you talked earlier, Gary, about him being 13. You cannot turn 13 before August 1st. Or else you'd be ineligible. So most of these kids are, almost for the first time, got one foul back here.
See, and I was happy you went right after that, too. See, I immediately, with the ball coming over here to my right, I immediately leaned to my left. And you went right after.
I went to go get it.
You went right after.
Yeah. See, but I was thinking I was going to protect you. Actually, I wanted to come up with. I wanted to hold it up to the crowd.
That's what you wanted.
And they booed me.
That's right. Again, foul back. Let's take a look. Harold Reynolds, ladies and gentlemen, an almost fine defensive play. See, I leaned away. I get out of the way. I'm a left fielder, so I know when the center fielder calls, get out of the way.
There it is. I can't believe they got that.
I can't either.
I better watch what I do up here. Those
That's
guys are
right.
Sneaky.
1-2 delivery. Ooh, pretty good fastball right there at a great location.
And great job of fouling that ball off. You know, a lot of times you'll see guys foul pitches off, and then you eventually end up wearing the pitcher down. You get a good pitch to hit.
Pretty good fastball being shown here by Terry. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Agape takes that one down the line in left field. It is curving, and it is a foul. No, home run. A home run, a fair ball. And there's what we were talking about. He's got power. And a 2-0 lead quickly for Hawaii's representative.
Outstanding at bat. You know, you talk about fouling off bad pitches to maybe get something to hit. And he caught a ball hanging in the inside half of the plate. It shows a lot of things, his concentration, but also watch how strong he is. He's out in front of this ball. He knew, no doubt about it. He was looking it in. He gave it the old Carlton fist, hoping it would stay fair, and no doubt about it, that ball stayed straight. Good call by the umpire.
That is the 4th home run that he has hit in the games that got them here to Williamsport. And a quick 2-0 lead after a strikeout, a walk, and then the 2 RBI homers.
We're starting this 2005 off with the bang, Gary.
How is that for an exciting moment for the youngster? And a tough one for Keith Terry on the mound, because he really had shown some good pitches to Agape. As Terry had kept the ball down and away, but got that one inside, and that cost him. So now 1 away with the bases empty. Only 4'10" and 112 pounds.
And he's got some power. He's hitting quite a few home runs.
Maniaga's gone, listen for this, to this average. He is 13 for 18 in plate appearances in tournament play leading up to the Little League World Series. 13 for 18. That's a 722 average. He leads the team with 6 home runs and 15 RBIs.
Wow.
Imagine that. 1-2 delivery. You look at the size of the youngster and you wonder how he possibly can generate that kind of power. And he chokes up on the bat.
Well, he chokes up on the bat, but he's also got great balance. And when you have great balance, you give yourself a chance.
Maniaga off the fists this time. Very little room in foul territory. That one bounces off the screen, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, let's take a look at him from the side here. There's a little side angle. Talked about the choking up on the bat, but also watch the balance. He gets back behind the balls, and that ball just jammed him a little bit, but that's a good-looking swing. No wonder he's hitting 722.
Man, 720. Did you ever hit 722?
No.
No. Not even in Little League. Great pitch. Keith Terry gets him on the strikeout, and there are 2 down. 2 strikeouts here in the first inning. There's not a lot of room anywhere here at Labadee Stadium for the fielders to catch foul pop-ups. You see how little room there is behind home plate and even down the line at first and third and into the outfield. You get into the corner down there and there's virtually no foul territory at all. So anything that's hit in foul territory generally is not going to be playable. That one's not going to be playable either, and it is a base hit. So a single going after the first pitch and taking it out to center field. That was Michael Mimea, and Big Mike is on with a base hit.
Wasted no time at all. First pitch coming up there.
So Mimea's on at first base. He too has been a red-hot hitter, hitting over .550 now in their postseason. Fayao with a runner on at first. This is another power hitter. He is second on this team in homers in the playoff season with 5.
He is a hidden treasure. There's a look at his dad right there. He's got the long locks. How golden that hair is. He's been surfing quite a bit out there in Hawaii.
I was going to say, how much you want to bet he's on the boards? 2 down, runner at first base. Another good fastball, swung on and missed as I make sure the runner stays at first base. 2 down here in the first inning.
I watched him play the regional game, and man, does he have an arm. Talking about the hitter, he's got a tremendous arm. Watching him play third.
Fayao with the 0-2 delivery coming to him. The setup was on the outside. You see, much like the professional teams do, the little leaguers follow suit. They waste a pitch. Catcher set up 3 feet outside the strike zone.
That's wasted it way out
That
there.
was really wasted it. Von Fayao ready and takes that one up in the air to left field. Lauer backing up at the wall and goodbye home run, another one. Von Fayao, a 2 RBI homer. Hawaii has a 4-0 lead.
Boy, he tried to get in on him with the fastball right there. He missed that ball. Had he squared it, we might have been looking at a ball hit about 300 feet. But this is a high fly. Watch now the swing. This ball gets in on his loop zone. And he questioned it, but look at this. He knew, no doubt about it. Dad knew it was out of here. Dad knew before either one of us did.
Fathers have a habit of doing those things, don't they?
They do.
Wow, 2 home runs here as Agape had the first one. Fayao gets that one. A 4-0 lead. Foul back. Devera at the plate. He'll be making the start in right field today. So this Hawaii team showing some punch. 12-year-old. A lot of Boston Red Sox fans at Aveo Beach, Hawaii. Here's the 0-1 delivery.
Well, they get a lot of those games, you know, they come on TV out there in Hawaii, and you got that time difference where they can actually be home watching those games.
Yep, and they do. The mighty happy fans early in this game from Hawaii. And remember, all these games matter, even though this is pool play. Only 2 of the 4 teams in each pool will move on. In the United States division, you have 2 pools, 8 teams, 4 get to advance. So every game counts.
1-2.
And for Keith Terry, this has been a tough first inning. He's given up a walk, 2 strikeouts, but most importantly, he's given up the 2 home runs. 1-2 delivery. Rivera takes that one for a strike. So the irony of it all is that Terry strikes out the side. But in between came a couple of home runs and a 4-0 lead.
Here's a good look at the home runs. The first one, a fastball, he gets out in front of it. Mom reacted to it. Agape, and then here's Fayao. See you later. He just missed it, but it's enough. As we head out of here, Hawaii 4. Mid-Atlantic comes to the board.
Across America, people are getting back in touch with what's important in life, like family and friends and caring about each other. Little League Baseball salutes the 1.5 million volunteers who keep our program strong. Because of their efforts, every child in Little League Baseball gets to play. Little League Baseball, It's always been about the important things in life, and it still is.
Suddenly it's all so clear with coastal windows. Your home deserves the very best, that's what we give to you. When it comes to windows, no need to be confused. We manufacture in Hawaii, build them all right here. Built for Hawaii's climate. Suddenly it's all so clear with coastal windows.
Permanente. Thrive.
Character, courage, loyalty, part of the Little League pledge taken by all of these players prior to each game. Hawaii on top with a 4-0 lead. Newtown, though, the long way to go. 6 innings of regulation game for our Little League World Series. Take a look at the starting lineup. It's presented by Frosted Flakes. And we'll see whether or not we get some power from the other side. Keep in mind, when you're looking at just 16 teams, that you are talking about the cream of the Little League players from around the world. So all of them will have a good deal of power. This Newtown, Pennsylvania team, they are 16-0 in games leading up to the Little League World Series. There is their starting lineup, middle of that order. Gears, particularly in that cleanup spot, has power. He plays at first base. Here's an opportunity to meet the youngsters from Newtown, Pennsylvania.
Hi, my name is Ryan Hartley, and my favorite baseball player is Derek Jeter.
Hi, my name is Dave Fine, and my favorite player is Derek Lee.
Hi, my name is Blaze Zielinski, and my favorite player is Jason Veritek.
Hi, my name is Craig Gears. My favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr.
Hi, my name is Ben Parker, and my favorite player is Mark Teixeira.
Hi, my name is Dan Denton, and my favorite player is Nomar Garcia-Parra.
Hi, my name is Michael Tanalucci, and my favorite player is Albert Pujols.
Hi, my name is Keith Terry, and my favorite player is Albert Pujols.
Hi, my name is Darren Lauer, my favorite player is Albert Pujols.
Hi, my name is Michael Festa, and my favorite player is Jimmy Rollins.
Hi, my name is Jimmy McDade, and my favorite player is Albert Pujols.
All right, let's meet the youngsters from Ewa Beach, Hawaii. In left field, Ty Turpak. He watches his favorite shows with ESPN, Animal Planet, and the History Channel. Likes TV. Center fielder, Harrison Cam. When he grows up, he wants to be a broadcaster. You call him the Hammer. Right fielder, Quentin Guerrero. His favorite band is the Black Eyed Peas. Third baseman, we saw the big home run from Ivan Fayal. He says his favorite actor is Vin Diesel. The shortstop, Myron Enos. He says his favorite baseball team is the Boston Red Sox. A lot of these youngsters like them. The second baseman, Shane Benagua, his nickname is Bubbles. They call him Bubbles because he's got a little bubbly behind. I didn't make that up. That's what he said.
I wish you had.
The first baseman, Lawson Alavida. His favorite athlete is Ray Lewis. And the catcher, Michael Mamiya. His favorite TV show is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And his favorite actor, obviously, is Will Smith. And the pitcher, you saw him earlier with the home run, Alakai Agalape. He just turned 13, and we talked about the rules here. You can't turn 13 before August 1st, or else you're ineligible. 11 and 12 years old is the age here.
How about that ERA?
Celebrate his birthday here. That's a heck of an ERA. That might be a Cy Young type ERA.
.53. Obviously didn't give anything up. 4 hits and 11 in the third inning surrendered. This also goes on a lot. Eating all the good stuff.
All that. Yes, indeed.
Mom from PA, dad from Hawaii. Loser pays for gas.
It's a big tab.
That's because gas costs more than dinner now, so it's a bigger deal. It rained hard here this morning, and now the sun is coming through, and it is a beautiful day. The humidity is down. Temperatures probably around 77, 78 degrees. You see some clouds, but they're moving away. At least I'm going to say they're moving away, because that's where I want them to go. Here at Lavade Stadium. And a gentle breeze blowing out towards center field at the start of this ball game. Ryan Hartley will stand in. Agape is ready to go. And there's the fastball taken inside.
Wow.
He can bring it.
He can bring it. See the 71 miles per hour. We'll have a little bug there later. If not, we'll figure it out. But it drops down and tells you the equivalent to Major League Baseball. And 71's getting up there.
Ryan Hartley, the dog, his nickname. That pitch is taken right there, and an 0-2 count. Bill Hartley,
up on the stick, got to protect,
is the manager, and that is his son, the 12-year-old, leading it off and playing at shortstop. 0-2 delivery. Reached and fouls it off, almost hit it 3 times. Right off the end of the bat.
He threw 2 hard fastballs and then changed speeds on him on a pitch right there. Good job fouling that off by Ryan Hartley.
This Newtown team, they have not lost in 16 games getting here to the Little League World Series. 6-0 in Little League World Series tournament play this year. There you see that drop down.
94 if you want to look to equivalent of a major league hitter. Now remember, they're coming from 46 feet. So that's an awful short time of reaction for a hitter.
Swung on and missed. And Hartley goes down swinging. That's 21 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings for Agape in the innings he has pitched in tournament play. 1 down. The catcher, Dave Pine, coming to the plate. The left-handed hitter, 7 for 17, leading up. Bunts that one. Agape's got it and throws it away. Guevara will pick it up, and down to second base goes Pine.
They actually had it defended pretty good. They had the rotation on where the second baseman covered on that play. Just made a tough throw. Watch this first baseman. He charges hard. Second baseman gets there in plenty of time. Just threw it behind him. One of the most difficult things to do is having your body going one way and have to stop and go back the other.
So the arrow will be called on the pitcher on the throw by Agape. Puts a runner at second base. Lesneski's at the plate. You cannot take a lead in Little League Baseball. You have to wait till that pitch is to the plate before you can come off the bag.
Once it crosses the batter, then you're allowed to go. So if you got a team maybe like this hitter, he stands back in the box. Not until it crosses him.
So you see the runner with that lead by keeping their foot on the bag. Then when it gets back there taking off, we don't see many stolen bases in the Little League World Series. It's very tough to do. The catchers at this level are actually good enough to throw you out. You'll see a lot more of it in the community play in the local Little Leagues for stolen bases, but you don't see a lot of that here. 0-2 delivery. Off-speed pitch that takes the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Jacqueline and Greg on hand. Blaze's mom and dad. They have seen their son hit 4 home runs in the tournament play leading up to this game 1 of the Little League World Series. 2-2.
How about Greg Lazinski? Spelled a little different though.
Hits about the same place in the lineup, that 3 or 4 spot, and hits home runs. 2-2 delivery. Takes that one out to left field, shy of the warning track. Turpak there to get it. Runner holds at second base. Throw is backed up by the catcher. And Pine stays at second base. 2 down.
Well, and you'll see that was a good swing right there. He just missed that ball. But you'll see the throw back in got away. A little lack of execution. Kids are a little bit nervous here. The first game of the Little League World Series. It's a good-looking swing. Took that ball inside out. Tony Gwynn would say he carved that out. Just that nice little inside-out stroke. And Tony's here to do games this week. Got Tony here, Kyle Peterson, Dave Ryan, Sam Ryan's downstairs. Brought them all in, man. Big shot. Gary Torn here. Wow.
This one grounded towards second base. Vaniaga's got it and gets him out of there. And a good inning for Agape. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. And the biggest find of all, Errol Reynolds working with us here in Williamsport.
I like it.
Back here in Williamsport, Little League World Series Game 1, and the team from Eva Beach, Hawaii, with a 4-0 lead over the team from Newtown, Pennsylvania. Now, getting here to the Little League World Series is tough for these kids, especially difficult on some of their parents. That's the case for the family of Myron Kino Enis. His dad, Myron, works as a truck driver in Honolulu, and asked if he could have a couple weeks off to see his son play in regionals and possibly the Little League World Series. He was told no, so he had to leave his job and take out a $12,000 loan to pay the way for the family. He said, hey, I only have one son. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, gentlemen.
At that price, you can only afford one son.
Wow.
Wow.
12 grand.
Holy gosh. Well, like he says, though, never going to get a chance again to see this. And had to go to California, of course, where they played in the regionals. Lots more coming up here in day 1 as the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes will continue. We'll have Guam taking on Russia. That game will be at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific, ESPN2. Harold and I will be back tonight. Maitland, Florida takes on Davenport, Iowa. Davenport's here for the 2nd consecutive year. That will be on ESPN. That'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern time. International teams on hand, of course. There are 8 of them, and they will sit and watch some of these games. They're sitting on some fairly dry grass, which we didn't think would be the case, because some question earlier today, 10 o'clock this morning, it was pouring around noontime. The rain continued down and then tapered off, and the grounds crews here did a tremendous job to get these 2 fields ready to play on. Even though we have some of the thunder bumper type clouds around, it is still not raining. The field is in great shape. Go to the 2nd inning. Keith Terry will try and stay away from the long balls. A couple of them hit in the 1st inning of it.
Now we got through the heart of the order. Let's see how the bottom half. If he can just have a big inning here, maybe get a 1-2-3 inning, get back in the dugout.
Terry came into this having pitched in 3 games, 2 as a starter in tournament play, gave up 18 hits in 11 1/3 innings, but struck out 14 in 11 1/3 innings as well. 8-9-1 in the order up here. Tripac leading it off. Ty with a 1-strike count. He has been in and out of the lineup in the postseason action for Hawaii. 5 hits in 7 at-bats with a 12-year-old. Takes the 0-1 pitch and goes after it.
Well, it looks like pitcher Keith Terry starting to settle down a little bit. Got a quick 0-2 count. The key when you struggle like he did in the 1st inning, come right back and throw strikes. You got a chance to get out of some things.
We were listening in between innings, Harold, after that 1st inning when he gave up the home runs, told by his manager, stay away from the inside part of the plate, because the hitters from Hawaii, a couple of home runs came on pitches that were inside. So they're going to try and keep away from that power if they can here. 0-2 delivery. That's right where they wanted it. Right back. Was called out on strikes. That's 4 strikeouts for Terry. 1 away here in the 2nd inning.
Well, it's excellent location, and again, that's part of throwing strikes and just really being able to play catch. When you play catch and hit your target, those good things are going to happen. That's one right there.
Number 9 hitter Harrison Cam playing in center field. He takes that fastball inside. Eva Beach, Hawaii got here by beating Boise, Idaho 12-1 to win their region. They are the first team from Hawaii to make it here since 2002. Foul back, and that first pitch, by the way, was a called strike, so it's going to make it 0-2. Hawaii's 9th trip here to Williamsport, and they have a lot of fans on hand to support them. A lot of the fans never went back to Hawaii after the regional that they won out on the West Coast.
You almost couldn't. I mean, have to fly back from Hawaii, from LA, and then come all the way back out. You're better off just hanging out in LA somewhere. Holiday Inn to get smarter.
The what?
It's a Holiday Inn to get smarter. You know what they say.
2-ball, 2-strike count on Harrison Cam. There is the Northwest region. Those are the states encompassed in the region. And obviously the long travel days for any team coming from Hawaii. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Terry's delivery to him is fouled off. And they're a team that had a powerful offense in the regional play, and they've started that out here.
Pitcher.
Harrison's dad, Andrew, on hand to watch. Mom, Amy, a legal aid. Couldn't get around on the fastball, fouls it back. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
You know what's unique about this team from Hawaii is the traditional Hawaiian names. You know, they've got a lot of Samoan names, different traditional Hawaiian type names. Usually you see teams like the team from Guam is going to have a lot of American kids that are living over that way. It's great to see.
Beautiful names like the island. They flow and they're flowery and they have a great presence to the names. I've always thought the names from Hawaii fit the islands of Hawaii. I mean, there's a beauty to them that's almost like the flowers that are grown there. And these kids have the little flowers right now that the islands are watching. 2-ball, 2-strike count. 1 down, nobody on here in the second inning. Little chopper. Past his throw, and he gets him. Good play. Blaze at third base. Makes a nice play. He was over towards the line. Had to move a little bit to get to it.
Well, he made a nice play cutting in front of the shortstop on that one, because had it got to the shortstop, I think he might have beat that out. By eliminating those extra 2 feet, he was able to throw that runner out. Nice range to his left.
Lesniewski making the play.
Okay, ice cream. Ice cream or chicken here. Get your chicken sandwich.
Every year
these guys are here. They get better and better. They volunteer their time. They come out and sell ice cream and donate the money to Little League. If they haven't, they're going to now, because I just said so.
That's right. They'll have to. Dugout is the mascot, always on hand. Dugout will be dancing, as Dugout does at every Little League World Series with players and fans. And a very busy job. That one is popped up shallow right center field, and that will be hauled in as Ben Parker comes in to take it. Oliviano is retired, and Keith Terry pitches a 1-2-3 inning. Hawaii with the 2 home runs in the first has the 4-0 lead for the first time in the history of the Little League World Series.
Question if that's how you had to come.
A 4-0 lead. Hawaii on top here in Game 1 of this 2005 Little League World Series. Under the rules, all of the players must have an opportunity to play in games. So you will see substitutions. Generally, they come in the 3rd inning. We're going to get some early ones here. Every player's got to play at least 3 consecutive outs and get at least 1 at bat. So let's take a look at the changes that have been made here, as we're going to move some of these players around. Fayao has made the move from third base to right field.
Yes, they are.
We'll tell you who he is as soon as we find out. Oh, he's gone from the mound to third base.
Well, they're going to save him.
They're going to save him for a later game. So he ends up working only 1 inning. Interesting. Agape, the starting pitcher, moves to third base, which means they've got him available later. And Guevara, who is playing in right field, will come on to do the pitching. That means Hawaii feels with a 4-0 lead and a 6-inning ball game that they do not need their number 1 pitcher on the mound.
Well, the rules, you know, that if he pitches 6 innings, they'd have to lose him for a day anyway. So that's why they're saying if he throws 1 inning, he's still able to come back.
Okay, throw it down,
that's one of the things they're looking at. But I think also they might have looked over there and said, we feel like we can get more runs.
Interesting.
Down.
So Quentin Guevara, the 12-year-old who has started in right field, will come on to do the pitching. Let's see whether or not that makes a difference in this ball game. You go from a right-hander to the left-hander, obviously. He has appeared in only a couple of innings in the postseason for his team. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and has no record on the mound. 2 innings pitched. So let's see how the left-hander works here.
Well, here's the pitching rule. Here's one of their strategy behind it. If he pitches 4 or more innings in a game, 2 calendar days of rest must be required. So therefore, that's one of the reasons they're looking at. They're saying, okay, we'll pull him out now. We can still bring him back.
These are the kinds of decisions made in Little League in order to make sure the rules are complied with. Parker, Benny Parker, playing in center field. The 12-year-old takes the pitch from the left-hander for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Denton waiting on deck.
Gary, the rule I like is the fact that they have a mandatory play rule, that every kid has to have at least 1 at-bat and 3 outs on the field. You know, that's important at this level. Every kid should have an opportunity to play, and that's one of the rules that Little League put in. And that's been a change in rule the last couple of years to really enforce it even better.
Yep. Great rule, because at this age, that's what you're looking for. Swung on and missed a pitch well out of the strike zone. Parker down swinging. Guevara's got the strikeout, went away. Still looking for their first base hit. Newtown, Pennsylvania. 16-0 coming into this game in tournament play. Hawaii's 11-0 in tournament play. Dan Denton, the right fielder, fouls it up on top of the stadium roof. Strike 1.
Good looking swing by Dan. Now, if you watch his stance, he's got a stance that's going to square him up more towards right field. That's what you would call a closed stance. It's going to take away the outside part of that plate. You have a tendency to maybe get in, but it also allows him to stay on that ball a little bit longer. Not a bad approach against a left-handed pitcher for a righty, considering most left-handers pitch outside to right-handed hitters.
Son of Loretta and Dwayne. 1-1 to him, stayed outside and missed. Good look from up top, what Harold was talking about in the stance.
Well, here's a good look at it, because he's going to be able to go anywhere this direction. Anything in might be trouble. This is one ball in right here, but it keeps him on it.
He got that one way back, and goodbye home run. Dan Denton, the first hit for Newtown. They're on the board, 4-1.
There it is, to perfection.
Grandfather on hand celebrating the homer.
Here's another look at it. The fastball got in on him, and this allowed him, because of that stance, to square up, and he's going to drive that ball to center field.
That is going to be the 9th RBI he's collected in the drive for the Little League World Series. He leads the team in runs batted in the tournament play, and it is now a 4-1 game. Denton got all of that one, his second home run. Fouled off, second home run in the postseason. Mike Tedalucci playing at second base. He has had 1 hit in just 8 at-bats for the 12-year-old. So Guevara, after getting the first out, gives up the homer. And all of the runs here we've had, 5 of them combined, accounted for by homers.
3 home runs in the early going. They're on pace for a new record. The ball's been flying out of here the last couple of years. The kids just keep getting bigger and stronger.
Got him on the strikeout, and there are 2 down.
I think the fundamentals are a little bit better than in the last 5 or 6 years. You can see a big difference.
Kids is playing so many more games, huh, Harold? I mean, we'll talk about it as we go along, but some of these teams are playing through the winter. They play on travel teams. They're playing virtually year-round. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, I think they play a bit too much, honestly, to be honest with you. When I was growing up, and you talk to most Major League players, they played all the other sports. You know, you played football when it's football season, basketball is basketball, and baseball when it's baseball. We're in a generation now where kids are specializing so much and they're playing baseball all year round. I think they're playing a little bit too much.
Arriaga makes the play, and that will retire the side. Newtown down, but a home run, 1-run hit. Nobody left on base.
Well, they needed to make an adjustment. Mr. Denton gave it to him. Squares up, drives this ball to dead center. There's no doubt about it, and the home folks loved it. 4-1 Hawaii.
Series. And Hawaii's got the 4-1 lead. 6-inning ball game. Keep reminding you of that because they run out of time in a hurry in these games. If you get behind, it's tough, very tough to play catch-up because you just don't get that many at-bats. Hawaii coming up, they will have 2, 3, 4 in the order, and our Bank of America higher standards. Take a look at what happened in the Northwest Regional Tournament play. These hitters from Hawaii put up some magnificent numbers. Fayao, we talked about that, 733, 5 homers. Baniaga, 722, 6 homers. Turpak, 714.
This is unbelievable. Now that's the real murderer's row right there.
At the end of the first inning, the manager had to talk to the pitcher about the 2 home runs that were surrendered.
The whole idea of an inside pitch on that is to push him off the plate. If you don't throw an inside pitch and throw it down the middle, that's what happens, okay? How inside was that, Dave? How inside was that? He extended his hands all the way through. All right, well, we're staying away from inside. You clear it with me before we find out inside again. All right, let's get up there.
Well, here's the look at what he's talking about. Here's the ball. That ball's actually away. He ends up reaching it. A lot of times from the dugout, it looks like the ball's in. That ball was in, and he tagged it. He just missed it. But the coaches called the pitches here, and he said, hey, you're not throwing the ball inside again unless I give you the right to do that. And you saw last inning, he guided him with balls away, and he was able to get the hitters out. So sometimes the advice from your coaches do pay off, and he was able to make that adjustment.
Come on, KT, what do you say, buddy?
If Terry can keep those pitches where he wants. Feasta's playing at second base now as they get some of the players off the bench in. Generally, these teams will have 3 or maybe 4 reserve players. And that will be the extent of the roster that the managers have to work with. Enos at the plate. He drew a walk and he scored on Agape's home run. Wind blowing out towards left field now with showers around, some gusty winds. If you catch it just right, get a fly ball up in the air, you're going to get some help. Old Glory's blowing out towards left field right now.
Yeah, it's blowing pretty hard.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Get a baseball up there in that drift. You'll get some help. That one's a line drive base hit into left field. Lauer will play it back in, so a leadoff single. Enos is on here in the 3rd inning for Hawaii.
Now, these kids from Hawaii are swinging the bats. You saw the numbers before, but they got great approaches. You're not fooling them. The fastball, the little off-speed pitch, everything, they've been on it.
That's the first hit we've had in the game that hasn't been a home run.
Yes.
4 hits in the ball game now for Hawaii. Newtown, Pennsylvania, with the 1 hit. It was in fact a homer, and they'll run up on the board. Agape delivered the long ball. A 2 RBI homer that came in the first inning. 12 hits now and 21 at bats in the postseason play for this little leaguer. Also started the game on the mound and came out after 1 inning with 1 strikeout and no hits off him.
What was impressive, Gary, is how he fouled off a couple pitches away, and then he got a pitch that hung over the middle of the plate.
Takes that one to right field towards the gap. Almost, not quite. Denton had it, dropped it. Force at second. Throw is wide, and there are 2 on and nobody out.
Well, good piece of hitting and great effort by Denton out in right field. I know he's disappointed he didn't come down with this. One of the tough things to learn when you're young is to be able to run without your head bobbing up and down. You see him running, and then he jumps, and he just almost out-jumps the baseball. It's an awkward stage in your life to be 11 and 12 years old because your body continues to grow, and every day you have to gauge it and make adjustments. He almost came down with a nice catch.
Puts runners on at first and second base, and the pitch is taken outside. Baniaga at the plate. This is a power hitter.
Yes, time.
And a timeout is going to be taken. for a little visit to the mound as Dave Pine, the catcher, will make his way out for a discussion. Great to have you with us. Gary Thard along with Harold Reynolds, Sam Ryan, field level. Williamsport is the site here in Pennsylvania. The 2005 Little League World Series. This is the first game in the pool play, and 3 total games will be played today.
One strike.
A 4-1 lead. Hawaii has got the lead on a couple of home runs that came in the first inning by Agape and Fayao. And now runners on at first and second base. Oh, almost caught him on the elbow. This is inside. Even you thought that was going to hit him.
I did. I was yelling for him.
1-1.
Look out.
Shane Baniaga's got runners on at first and second. He wants to be a lawyer, so you better not hit him.
And negotiate that one.
That's right, or you get sued. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Sam Ryan.
Well, Gary, school's set to begin for some of these teams this week or next, but for the Eva Beach team, August 1st was when they were supposed to begin. Some of them in July. Now, they've been away from their native Hawaii since August 3rd. Some of these kids are having their work sent to them. Some of them will have a ton of makeup work when they return to their books and boogie boards.
Taken up high. I've never understood how you could go to school in Hawaii anyway and get anything done. Be out there on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Up in the snow in the hills.
I don't think the challenge wouldn't be going to Williamsport for the Little League World Series. Living in Hawaii, it'd just be getting to school, period, wouldn't it?
That's right, yeah. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Runners at first and second base. Baniaga takes that one in the inside corner.
Ooh.
Terry gets his 5th strikeout.
Your strike zone is going to be a little bit bigger at this level. We'd be sitting here for about 4 hours waiting for them to have strikes if it was a major league strike zone. So umpires are a little more liberal, and all the umpires volunteer their time. They pay their way to come here, and they pay their way to stay here, and they pay to ump.
That's exactly right.
So they got the right to widen the zone a little bit.
And they all look so forward to it because it is a process of selection for these umpires, international in nature, by the way. We've got Illinois, California, the Philippines, Puerto Rico, and Texas represented in the umpiring crew working in this first game, 2005. 0-1 count. Still runners at first and second and only 1 away. That one taken in the air to right center field, and that's gone. Goodbye. Home run, 3 RBIs, and a 7-1 lead.
That was a line drive, and he had one thing on his mind, Gary, when he stepped up to the plate. That was to hit a ball out of the ballpark. The first swing was impressive, and it was a swing and miss.
So Mamea is 2 for 2.
Mamea. There's a ball up in the zone, a little fastball, and he just got enough of it.
I need your coach to come to me.
I said that fence is short, and it was just short enough to go over it.
Gave you a curveball. All right, let's watch the signals, okay?
I thought you went.
I went like this, all right? I went like this for outside, okay? All right, listen, guys. It's a long game. Stay positive. Keep your heads up. Let's go out there and glove it up now, all right? Keith, that wasn't a bad pitch, but it wasn't a pitch we called, all right? If we throw the right pitch there, I think we get a strike on him, all right? Stay positive. Let's go.
Bill Hartley, who is the manager for Newtown, Pennsylvania. A 7-1 lead. 3 home runs now have been hit in this game. That was Robert Lauer who went out, the pitching coach. Lauer, the pitching coach, out for the manager that time.
Well, he stayed pretty calm considering they miscommunicated on the signs, and the youngster behind the plate called the wrong pitch, and the pitcher threw the pitch that was called and ended up resulting in a home run. Usually their coaches are screaming about that, so it's good to see him nice and composed and understanding, hey, they're going to make mistakes at this level.
And a 7-1 lead now. Javier at the plate. Ethan Javier, 8th grader. He has come on as a pinch hitter for Fayao, who had a home run his first time up.
And this is one of the rules. If you even have a mercy rule in this game and you don't get every youngster in the ball game, you end up forfeiting. It's a 10-run rule, and It's what it's got, basically mercy, 10-run rule is what it is, actually. And if you don't have all the players playing by the 10-run rule, which would go in effect in the 4th inning, then you would forfeit the ball game.
And that one caught him. And that is thrown hard enough to hurt.
And safety first here. You see the helmets with the chin straps. There will be a physician come out and see him real quick. Here he comes. And they'll probably ice this down, and more likely he will be removed from the game and with a special pinch runner.
Javier, that's a tough way to come on. He came on as a pinch hitter. Take a look at it.
Ball just chased him. Sometimes that ball chased him. It's right off the wrist, looks like.
That hurt.
Right there.
Don't be pinching my wrist. See whether or not he can stay in the ball game. Now that 10-run rule that we were talking about, if the team has a lead of 10 or more runs after the 4th inning, then the team behind concedes the game. So it's 10 or more run lead, 4th inning, then the game is over. The team behind concedes the game. That's the rule. It's a 7-1 lead here for Hawaii. We are in the 3rd inning. They have had two RBI homers, and here in this inning, a 3 RBI homer. That's where their runs have come from, pounding it out.
Yep.
It's the man who came on to do the pitching, left-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. Guevara struck out his first time up.
Ball. One of the things that the team from Hawaii does, they stand right on top of the plate. They take away the whole plate, so they're going to get hit sometimes. At this level, the control is not as great as it is as they get older. But one thing they do by crowding the plate is you force that pitcher to really have to throw strikes. See, he's hanging over the plate. There's not a whole lot of area to throw the ball to.
You saw where that pitch was. It was actually, as you said, Harold, it was under his hands, but it was still a strike. That's how far he is out over the plate. And Terry came inside. It's almost impossible for Guevara to hit the ball.
I mean, right here, he's going to be hanging over the plate. That whole part of his body's over the plate.
So he wants pitches that are away that he'd like to drive or pull. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Runner on at first base. 3rd inning, 1 down. This West Oahu team has had quite a run, and their powers continued here. This is short. Hartley is there to put it away. Guevara is retired, and there are 2 down.
Oh, Ryan Hartley's a good little player, man. He's got good skills, understanding of the game already at this young age.
You can tell how intense it gets for the players when you've got, we heard the pitching coach come out and talk. The calls are coming from the bench for pitches. Catcher has to get it, relay it out.
Sophisticated stuff.
It is for Little League play.
I will tell him.
We're going to get another pinch hitter here as Zachary Rossetti is coming on to pinch hit. Rossetti for Turpak, who struck out his first time up. Rossetti leans away. That one almost caught him on the hands. Still a runner on at first base. 3 runs in here in the 3rd inning. There are now 2 down. His mom, Dawn, is a teacher. Jerry, his dad, is a Mason, and he wants to be a Mason when he grows up. There are Don and Jerry. The thing I liked about what Zachary said when he said he wanted to be a Mason, he said a Union Mason. Way to go, kid.
He understands that already.
That's right. That ball is popped up towards short. Hartley will move in and put it away, and that will do it. But 3 runs in. Another home run. Namea got this one, and it's a 7-1 lead for the kids from the island. Oh, it has been a long ball day. That is Michael Namea for Hawaii with a 3 RBI homer in the 3rd inning. The 3rd home run the team has had in this ball game. That's their 7-1 lead.
Well, and here's our KFC game summary. We look back here. 3 home runs you talked about, Gary, and then the pitching change. Agape is really the big thing. He threw 1 inning at 3 Ks, and they pulled him out of the game because they felt like they were going to score some runs, and they definitely have.
So they
Denton with the big home run for Pennsylvania.
So that means, Harold, they kept their #1 pitcher available for them sooner than had he gone longer in the game. It's where Harold likes to be. Volunteer Stadium's on the other side. You're looking from the backside of Lamade Stadium where we are, and then back inside the ballpark. Very fine crowd on hand here for Game 1. The very famous grove up on top where the kids are in their dormitory housing with video games, pools, TVs, and as much food as you could possibly eat in 10 days. That's where they're housed for their managers, coaches, and players only. Even the parents don't get to go in there. They want to keep it fun for the kids.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The kids get to do their thing.
Rennett has come into play. Zachary Rennett will be playing in left field as they get the substitutes in. And Javier is going to play in center field. We saw him come on as a pinch hitter. So Ethan Javier will be playing out in left field, and Rossetti came on. Zachary will be in right field. So those are the changes.
And the key is the center fielder Javier still in the game after being hit by that pitch, so that's a good sign.
Darren Lauer at the plate. Fouls that one off the fist. Lauer's been here before, Sam Ryan.
He certainly has. A few years back when he was 9 years old. Now, keep in mind, he's going to pitch the next game for Newtown. Manager Bill Hartley told me he went back on his word. Why? Because he took most of the kids here when they were 9 years old just to experience the Little League World Series and make some friends. Well, during one of the games, Bill took one of Darren's French fries and promised him on the condition, hey, if I give you a French fry, that he's going to pitch Game 1 when they play here. And they made it here. He's not pitching, but he said, hey, Darren doesn't mind. He's just happy he's here playing.
How's that for a little deja vu looking back? Promised to be here.
Come on, Dad. What do you say, kid?
His dad on hand, cheering him on. Many of these managers and coaches for these teams have youngsters playing. That is true for Little League Baseball around the world. Because, of course, everybody is a volunteer. You get the moms and dads and grandpas and older brothers and sisters come on to help out as volunteer managers and coaches.
Well, I like how kids bargain with the parents. You know, hey, I'll give you a French fry, but we're coming back here and I'm going to play. I want to pitch.
Gets the strikeout. Lauer is retired. Lavera, since coming on in relief in the second inning, now has 3 strikeouts.
You remember that 3 years ago for a French fry and I asked to pitch at the Little League World Series? What?
You know the kids won't forget.
Oh, yeah. No, that's right.
Guaranteed they're going to remember. Ryan Hartley is in the leadoff spot. Towards the hole. Nobody's going to get the first. Nice play. Got there in time to get the out. That was not an easy play. Alidiado fell down as he went after the ball. Big smile.
Quick feet, too. Well, here's a good look at it. He's going to get a pitch outside, hit it to the second baseman. Now watch the first baseman. He dives almost, and then what a athletic play. Catch it, turn around, find the base, get the out.
So 2 away here in the third. Dave Pine, who reached on an error. That's a big smile. Ooh, ooh.
That's what it's about here.
We were talking about, Harold, before the game, and the irony is the smallest kid in the infield is the first baseman.
Yeah.
That's generally not the case. But he is the littlest stature-wise out there. He obviously has a great glove. Watch him warm up out there.
He's cool, too, man. He's got the wristbands. He's got the sleeves on.
And he's gotten it done.
The joy these kids get when they get here and put on those new uniforms is absolutely amazing. And you forget who's biggest, who's the smallest. They just put it on.
Pine reached on an error and was stranded his first time up. Dave Pine, who's doing the catching in this game. Newtown with the 1 home run that Denton hit. That is their lone hit of the ball game. Hawaii's picked up 7 runs on 6 hits. Beautiful bunt. And a nice play at first to save the ball from going through. Probably a base hit. I'm not sure if that throw had even been on the money. They would have been able to get the out. It is a single for Pine.
Watch him come pick this ball up. He almost makes a throw. If it didn't get caught in his glove, he might have had him, but nice execution on the bunt and defensively nice play.
Agape at third base, the starting pitcher in this game now at third. Showed a strong arm. Nice changeup right there. Blaze Lesneski at the plate. Flied out to left field his first time up. Runner on, 2 down.
Look at it. You know what was nice about that play, Gary? A lot of times with a rolling baseball,
my time.
Kids think that they're big leaguers and their hands aren't big enough to barehand that ball and come up and make the play. And he filled it with the glove, did exactly what he's supposed to do. Here it is. He comes in, charges it hard. He's off balance. Uses the glove. He had to take 2 extra steps, or else he might have had to play it first.
A little trouble getting the ball out of the glove after he fielded it, and that probably cost him a chance on the out. But that was a great bunt.
Yeah, it was.
Agape played it about as well as he could.
And a great idea. I mean, you got a pitcher shutting your team down. You need to get base runners. Good play.
Left-hander staying inside. Lesneski backs off that pitch, and a 3-ball 1-strike count with 2 down.
And you're hoping he gets a strike here to swing, because he just missed a home run his last time, he being Lesinski, the hitter.
He has 4 home runs in tournament play this year. That one he got jammed on hard. Aniaga makes the play over to first base, and that will retire the side. No runs, a base hit, 1 left on. This is game 1, day 1. Great to have you with us here. 7-1 Hawaii. Ewa Beach, Hawaii, they're on top 7-1 in game 1. And now it's time for our first of many Kellogg's Frosted Flakes building blocks with our own Harold Reynolds.
Today we're with Luis Minor from the team from Mexicali, Mexico. ¿Cómo está, man? ¿Está bien? Muy bien, see? All right, he's ready to play. Well, we're going to talk to you today about fielding the rolling ground ball. Now, you'll see a lot of major leaguers field it with their bare hand. But in Little League, remember, your hands are so small, you want to field it with the glove. Anytime that ball is moving, you want to field it with your glove because it's bigger than the surface of your hand, and more than likely, you're going to catch the ground ball as you saw Luis do. Now, the only time, Luis, is when you want to use your bare hand, it's when that ball is stopped. Now you got a chance to grip it, look up your target, and make the throw. All right? Good job, man. Muy bueno. Well, Gary, you don't get to see this play very often, but here it is. The ball's rolling. That's why I said nice job of catching it with the glove. You had to take a couple extra steps, but the fielding fundamental principle was there. How do you feel the bare hand, man? A lot of times it spins right out of your hand. Your hand is not big enough to field that moving ground ball.
Nice play. Little fried dough. Those of you from the Northeast, Grampes, if you have the French connection.
That's how you eat it right there.
Oh my gosh. Look, he's got it all over his shirt and face, and that's the way it ought to be. Get your finger out of your teeth. Oh my gosh. All right, we'll get some more substitutions. Jimmy McDade is coming on to play in center field. McDade will play in center as they get some of the youngsters who did not start in. Now, Tony Gwynn and I were talking before the game today about the building blocks segment that Harold does. And Tony and I were asking ourselves, because we weren't sure, we were convinced when we threw this down to Harold that what he was going to do was pull out a videotape and hand it to the kid. You want to know how to field a ground ball to third, kid? Here's my videotape. That'll be $14.95. You didn't do that.
No,
we're proud of you. Honest to God, we're proud.
You're killing me. But if you really want to know how to get a hold of it.
Yeah, right. Never mind. Here's Zach Ranett, who's getting his first at bat.
You're too funny.
No. He has a great set of tapes out for youngsters, fundamental.
Well, baseball. Not only me, but Cal Ripken's got one out, too. He's got a good
Never
series
mind,
out.
Cal. This is your product.
You're too funny. Well, You're too much. You're too much.
But it is. It's a good. It's a nice. It's a nice video for youngsters to learn how to play the
got
game.
together Tony Gwynn, Ozzie Smith, Joe Girardi, Jeff Brantley, Torrey Hunter, Buck Showalter, and did this video series with ESPN.
Yeah.
You know, so it's worked out real well.
Good for you. And you know that sign that said the winner buys gas?
Yeah.
Well, you're now buying me dinner.
And then some.
And then some.
You know where to get it.
That's right, baby. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. Keith Terry has walked 1, struck out 5 in the game. The starter on the mound, but has surrendered the 3 home runs, 2 in the first inning, and a 3 RBI shot in the third, and that has been the difference in this game as the team from Oahu has used the long ball to get the 7-1 lead. 7 runs on 6 hits in the game. And we are in the top half of the 4th inning. Swung on and missed on that one. Pretty good delivery. Zachary Rannett getting his first at-bat in the game, hitting in the number 9 spot.
And Zachary Rennett was one of the kids we did building blocks. Yesterday, Kyle Peterson, myself, and the rest of the crew got together and spent about 2 or 3 hours doing a bunch of different building blocks that we're going to run throughout the Little League World Series, obviously. And Zachary was one of the kids there. He did a demo on throwing, you know, hitting your target while you're playing catch, how important it is to do the little fundamentals right. And as you do those little things, you become better players. Those have been nice additions to the game.
Absolutely.
Nice to drop in.
And the kids obviously just love it. Swung on and missed. So 1 away here in the 4th inning. Keep in mind that 10-run rule. A 10-run lead after 4, and the game is over. So Keith Terry, the pitcher for Newtown, the Mid-Atlantic Regional Champions, trying to make sure they don't get anything else here in the 4th inning, they being Hawaii.
Well, I like how he's just, hey, I gave a couple home runs, but I'm still coming after you. You haven't seen a tear or no complaint or nothing. He's just out there playing baseball.
Leviato is at the plate, the leadoff batter. He's had an 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out. Kid's going to the bullpen down the right field line. They have to take a timeout to do that because in order to get through the gate, you got to go on the field. If you can find the gate. Where's the gate? Where's the gate? Where is the gate? Somebody open this. Hello, hello.
See, they're being real polite because you know they want to just jump over.
Somebody, hello. Do we have a phone number for security? Hello? Open the gate.
Oh, Gary's having fun. There you go.
Somebody, hello? Is there anybody home?
See, that right there is for babysitters. Lock the doors. You know they can't get out.
You lock the doors. That's right. See, now the youngster would jump over, but the coach is not sure he wants to do that. There we go. See, I told you it'd be secure.
Got him bolted in there.
Gee.
All right.
Thank you so much. There. This is the actual bullpen you're going to see momentarily here. Right there. There it is. One down the right field side, one down the left field side.
And there's not a lot of foul territory, but I like the fact that it's not in playing surface. That irritates me when I watch Major League Baseball games where they got the pitching mounds inside foul territory, and you see players constantly falling over those mounds. There's going to be a huge injury someday. So safety again for Little League. They got it right. They got it out of the playing surface. Get up there and get loose.
Well, they didn't want to irritate you.
They
used to be inside. Then they heard it irritated you. They moved it outside.
Thank you.
You are a man of great power. Swung on and missed. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Oliviato, the 7th grader, in that leadoff spot.
He's got some kind of swing, man. You saw them let that go right there.
His dad is his role model, he said, because he taught me how to play the game. His dad is the coach. Taken outside for a ball. The coach of a very good team from Hawaii. Listen to Dad.
3-1.
Here's the 3-1 delivery. The wind's going to blow this one in. Blowing pretty hard, actually. Lauer's there to haul it in. 2 down here in the 4th inning, and we're going to find Sam Ryan. Sam.
Gary, out here with some nervous moms. We have Roseanne Hartley and Cheryl Pine, moms of Ryan and David. They call you the angels in the outfield. Why?
Because we come out here and we pray. We pray.
How often have you been doing this?
Ever since the kids were 9 years old.
Why?
Because there's so much excitement over there with the parents and stuff that it's less stressful out in the outfield, so it's just calmer. And she's crazy.
I get very nervous.
She gets very nervous.
How much praying have you been doing today?
If I pray, I don't know if I guess I pray. Yeah, I pray.
She prays.
I pace.
The nervous moms, Gary and Harold.
And we want to know, though, Sam, how did you get out there? How did you get the gate open? Sam got out there without any help.
Hopping over the hedges,
That's
Gary.
what I thought.
That's right.
That's right. That's Sam. 0-2 count. A journalistic reporter not going to be thwarted by some locked gate. Getting out there.
I tell you, the parents are nervous. They walk around and it's funny. It's usually the dads through the years that have been the ones that can't watch the game.
I can understand why that happens. Spend as much time standing up as they do sitting down. In fact, for those two angels in the outfield, they spend their entire time standing up. They've had a couple of home runs that almost hit them out there in this game from their team. Here's a 1-2 delivery. Enos fouls that one off down the line. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 down, 4th inning, and nobody on. Runs that they have scored now in this game.
1-2.
They've outscored the opposition 94-20 in games that have been played in the postseason. These, of course, are all-star teams from their respective little leagues. They get to play in local little league competition and state, regional, state competition, and then national regional competition in order to get here.
It's quite a thrill. I mean, to think about what they've accomplished just to get here is absolutely amazing.
A lot of baseball. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Enos.
Well, the coaches are with them 24/7, and then they end up coming to Williamsport and they're like, all right, we're at the World Series. And then they realize they're stuck in the dorm with them now. You're not going anywhere still. Oh!
That one behind him and all the way to the backstop on the fly. Not close to hitting him, though.
Well, we saw the youngster going out to warm up in the bullpen. One of the things that happens as soon as you get a little tired, that's when location starts to go away.
That one to right center field near the warning track and off the glove of Denton. And into second base with a double. 2 for 2 day and a walk in 3 plate appearances from Myron Enos.
And that was pretty nice. And again, Dan Denton running after that ball so easy. Watch this swing right here. Drives it the other way. The aluminum bat has a little power. He almost came down with a nice catch, just barely off the glove.
And we will get a pinch runner coming on at second base here.
No, he just went to flip.
Oh, he just went to throw the envoy. Sorry. Thank you. 2 down. Warm-up action in the bullpen completed. Fortunately, they're on the correct side of the fence to open it themselves. Agape is up. He's had a home run, 2 RBIs first inning, and a single. They'll wait till the inning is over before they make their way in. So he's continued his postseason hot hitting. Another chance for an RBI with a runner on at second base. Inside to him and a 2-0 count. And now they're going to let the kids in.
Yeah, run out there real quick.
All right. As they say, oftentimes the return journey is somewhat easier than that going out. Don't know who said that, but
is that what they say?
They said that.
Whenever they say
Shakespeare or Tennyson or somebody like that.
You know what they say.
You know what they say. You know.
They said it.
This is only game 1, too.
That's what they say.
That would be game Ball gets away, and the runner will advance. That one bounced in the dirt off Pine's shin guards. Enos goes to third base.
Okay, you gotta come to you. There we go. Up and in, take everything away. Let's go. Stay on top. Get in, fast ball. Hey, get down quick. Fast ball. We can make him. Let's go.
Agape with 2 RBIs already in the ball game. Chance for another one here. 3-0 count. And a strike on the outside corner. That's what he was just told to stay away from, and he did.
Well, it might have been better off walking Agape right there. This kid can hit.
Keenan, get down. Get down. Look.
Leighton Aliviato, coach down there at third. That one grounded towards second base with the runner coming. He'll get the out. Nice play by Festa at second.
Well, we got a 7-1 Hawaii lead, and you know what I like about these kids? Even when they strike out, they're still smiling, having a good time. Why? Because they're at the Little League World Series.
A 7-1 lead for Hawaii at Lamade Stadium. Great to have you with us here for game 1, and a reminder, a lot more action to come tomorrow. It'll be Westbrook, Maine taking on Lafayette, Louisiana, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Japan's representative against Saudi Arabia at 1 Eastern. And Vista, California, and Owensboro, Kentucky at 3 Eastern. Those are the games that will be coming your way tomorrow. Great to have you with us throughout the Little League World Series on ESPN2 and ESPN 2005 edition. And we'll have our first winner. We'll continue to remind you that while we're in pool play, remember, only 2 of the 4 teams in each pool move on. There are the youngsters from Japan taking a look at souvenirs and dress of some of their opponents.
That is the international language.
Yes,
being able to trade the souvenirs and pins and all the different stuff.
The 1 o'clock game to be played tomorrow, we're going to see, you will too, the largest player in Little League World Series history, Aaron Durley.
6'5",
240 pounds. And Misawa is only 4'10", will be playing on the team in Japan against him. Imagine that, 6'5", 230, 240 pounds.
Size 18 shoe. And they say he doesn't throw real hard. His coordination is not there for pitching, but he can hit.
Oh,
6'5", 12 years old.
Parents have a big endowment fund, I hope, just for the food bill. Turpak has come on to play in left field. Ty Turpak, a defensive change in left. That is Harrison Cam, who goes to center. Fayao has now moved to right field. The Northwest champions making some changes defensively. Following the camera. Gears is going to get an opportunity at the plate. Greg Gears for Newtown, Pennsylvania. And Guevara's pitch, he goes after it to go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Newtown is the home team. Gears grounded out his first time up. 14 out of 21 in tournament play this year. The left-handers giving him problems, 0-2.
Well, it's been an interesting coaching change that the team from Hawaii made. They got off to an early lead, took their #1 pitcher out, and they brought in the left-hander against Pennsylvania's best 2 hitters, really, are left-hand hitters, and he's neutralized them. He's shut them both down.
1 ball, 2 strike count.
How about that?
Face on a stick. And there he is for real. Gears waiting on the 1-2 delivery. All of these communities help to raise money in various ways for the youngsters to travel and get here, and for families to be able to come. They get tremendous support. So you see things like those facial cards and the pom-poms and the t-shirts and the hats. That one towards first base. handled easily for the out.
This little kid is special over there at first, man.
Liviato's shot a good glove over there, isn't he?
Yes, he does. Nice little bounce. I tell you, he's a good little athlete.
One away here in the 4th inning. 2 hits on the board for Newtown. That's been it. A home run. Denton got that one in the 2nd inning, and then Dave Pine's single that came in the 3rd. First at bat for Jimmy McDade. Right now, base runners needed by Newtown to come back here in a 7-1 ball game. 0-1 delivery. McDade dances. 1-1.
Well, one thing about this game, Gary, we haven't seen a whole lot of curveballs. You know, both these pitchers throwing their fastball and their changeup, and really that's all you need at this level.
1-1, a tapper, comebacker. Guevara's got it, makes the play over the first base. Little League Baseball continues to be concerned about the use of curveballs. There is no rule as such against it, but Little League Baseball is moving in the direction of perhaps creating a rule like that, as they have undertaken studies to determine just how many curveballs in fact are being used by youngsters in tournament play and in their own Little League systems.
Yeah, it's interesting. They have one of their leagues, 53 of their leagues, I should say, had regulated pitch counts. That pitch count of 76 pitches, trying to gauge just how many pitches kids can throw. And, you know, the rule is 6 innings, but they wanted to see what that would do. And then also the other thing that they're really looking into, and I think they should, is eliminating possibly the curveball. There is actually one team in Maine, matter of fact, for 17 years, they never have allowed a curveball in that league. And as a result, their high school players haven't had arm injuries.
Middleborough, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Maine was once part of Massachusetts, though, so you were close.
I was close.
18 years they have gone without, with a rule that has eliminated curveballs, and the head of their league has said that they've never had a problem with enforcing it or any of the kids trying to get around the rule or any of the coaches. So see whether or not what happens, but it could be something that moves on in Little League internationally. Managers, of course, when they get pitchers who can throw curveballs, are reluctant to stop them. They want to win. Kids get out there and they throw a good curve, so they let them. But there seems to be little doubt that for 11 and 12-year-olds, medically at least, it is universally agreed that is too young to be throwing that kind of a snap pitch because of the effect it has on the elbow.
Well, and you're still growing. Your body's still growing. You're still trying to figure all that out, and your arms. But you know, the thing that's impressed me through Little League here has been they've been in the forefront of all the things of protection, with helmets, with bats, with the rubber spikes, all the things that they've done to help it out. You hear the mic blowing in our wind, the wind blowing in our microphones. You can see it in the stands too.
There are thunderstorms clearly in the area. That one is bounced away. Runner at second, and there'll only be one base as that one ended up on top of the screen. So the runner will go back to second base. You can see how dark it is here after a lot of rain that we had this morning. Perhaps some of those clouds moving back in here. Tetalucci has come on as the special runner, as they are called in Little League. So Tetalucci is on at second base as a special runner with 2 down and a 2-0 count on Festa at the plate. The special runner rule. Taken inside for a ball. Can only come on once per inning. And any player who has not appeared in the batting order may be used as a special pinch runner.
That's just another way to get kids in the game again. Boy, it's getting windy, isn't it?
What?
Kick it up.
What? It is really blowing. 3-ball, 1-strike count. Festa will take that one inside. So Newtown has a couple on with a couple down. If some of the camera shots begin to blow a little bit, Bill Sullivan Hope you got sails, Bill.
Well, he's got the skis already holding it down out there.
Better take the jib up. Better take the jib up.
He's got a harness on. You see that? Step around, Bill, so we can check that out. See, there's the harness.
Safety harnesses are now worn by cameramen that are on any kind of a perch.
Yes, Bill, your family wanted to see you, too. I figured that'd be the best way to get you from behind that camera. But no, that safety, again, that's so important. He's got that harness on out there. I saw him lugging that around earlier today. I didn't know what they were doing. I was like, what's the harness for? I know now. All right, they got a chance to get back in this game with one swing right here.
2 are on. Here's Terry, the opposing pitcher, who has gone the distance on the mound. He has grounded out in the only at-bat he has had. Runners on at first and second base with 2 down. Guevara gets a strike called. 0-1. Looking for that one big hit in the game. 6 innings, regulation game. And Newtown needs to get on the board. 0-1 delivery towards second. Santiago up with it, makes the play over to first, and that will do it. So a couple of base runners are left on. Hawaii continues on top, 7-1. Couple more to go in regulation. A team from Hawaii on top. They are 11-0 in tournament play. Trying to add to that here today against Newtown. The starting pitcher is now moved into right field. Keith Terry will become the new right fielder. And coming in from right field to do the pitching will be Dan Denton.
I like that. This place is awesome.
Kids are great, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. The crowds have been good. You know, considering the weather, it rained all day today, and then now the wind's kicking up. Looks like it might. Hopefully, it will not rain. But the crowds are still here.
2 more games to be played here today. Weather cooperating. Take a look at the games that are coming up. Guam's going to be taking on Russia in the next game. That'll be at Volunteer Stadium, which is right behind us. There it is. Go through the concession stands if you dare, and you get to Volunteer. Guam and Russia. That's going to be coming up next, right here on ESPN2.
You know, Russia's an amazing story. They just started that program about 5 years ago, and they continue to win their area and get out here.
They didn't even have equipment some 5 or 6 years ago. They were struggling to have baseball equipment delivered to them. Santiago will lead it off. He has struck out a couple of times. That after he came in with 13 hits in his 18 at-bats. That's an outside corner strike delivered by Denton.
1-1.
This is the youngster known affectionately as Bubbles.
Got that bubbly behind, that's what they say.
He heard you too, and he tried to hit you with a foul ball.
Hey, I didn't give him the name.
You didn't give him the name. I understand that. That's true. Now, we didn't make that up. That's the nickname Bubbles.
They wrote it down right here on the list.
Kept it right here, so you'd know what you were talking about.
He did foul that right back, though.
He did. Did he do a segment with you, a building block segment?
No, I didn't meet him. I met him today. I didn't have him the other day, though. Here's a ball hit pretty good.
He waited on that one pretty good, but it's going to be handled by McDade in center field.
Tell you that all these kids, their attitudes are so fantastic. Not just the team from Hawaii, but all the kids across the board. That's the one thing. You don't really get a lot of bad attitude kids. I guess they weed that out before they get here anyway. You're probably not going to make it. So you youngsters out there listening, first thing people are looking at is your attitude, not your ability. And then the ability comes.
Got to be able to, you must be disciplined as a ball player and as a youngster if you're going to be playing in these teams. Because they are called on to, so many practices, so detailed. They play the game of baseball at a very high level and have to understand the context of the game, what to do in situations, and they do. But that indeed takes a lot of discipline for these kids. But the fun is still there. They still have rally caps, laugh, and have a great time meeting one another. And lifelong friendships develop for many of these players. Pitch is taken up high and a 3-0 count. Michael Mamea at the plate. The 8th grader had a home run in the 3rd inning. And a single in the 1st.
There you go. Nice swing, baby.
Terry and Mac on hand, Mom and Dad. 3-0 delivery to him, and he takes that outside, and he's on. So Denton delivers a walk here in the 5th inning with 1 away.
You know, you got to figure if you played somewhere in the East or in Pennsylvania, for example, and you made it to Williamsport to the Little League World Series, that would be a tradition you want to carry on with your friends. Hey, middle August, we're going to Williamsport. You know, that's something they'll come back and look at when they get out of high school or out of college. Okay, let's go back, guys. We're going to have a nice, going to spend a weekend watching games and hang out.
And he waited on that one. Bayou's got a base hit. Mamea goes down to second base. And plus now with the games televised, as we do on ESPN, ESPN2, and ABC, the kids have been able to record the games, so they have a memento that they have forever, watching themselves as adults playing in the Little League World Series.
That's why we say such nice things about them.
We don't want them coming after us.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
No, that's special. You know, it is pretty cool to be able to go back and have footage of a lot of things.
Quentin Guevara fouls that one back. I know when you were growing up, Harold, I mean, there weren't even many TVs around.
No, there weren't. I mean, even you look at the Major League level, every Saturday they had the game of the week. I can remember watching the Saturday game of the week with Joe Garagiola and Tony Cubitt.
Very good.
You know, that was my thing back then. And it was once a week. You got that. Sometimes on Monday, ABC had that Howard Cosell baseball game. You know, so you got a chance to see the Monday night game.
Now we've got Little League games broadcast in HD.
It's amazing how far it's all come. You got MLB.com. You can watch every game from your computer. I mean, it's amazing.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Now, if you have high definition, this is where it pays off. French fries being dipped into ketchup in HD.
You're not watching the Animal Planet.
Well, I don't know about that.
Might look like it.
3 ball, 1 strike count on Guevara. That's the use of HD, like the people who created it never thought possible. Isn't that the same kid we saw eating before? 3 ball, 1 strike count.
That'd be a nasty mixed diet right there.
Guevara's retired. Denton gets a strikeout. And there are 2 down here in the 5th inning.
He's not leaving. He doesn't think it's 3 strikes.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3-2. I thought he had him.
I guess everybody's fooled.
All right.
Well, Ephus changeup.
He's not out.
No, he's still up. Go ahead, swing.
Go ahead, swing away. You get 3 strikes.
There's that little changeup again, a little Ephus changeup. Danny Denton.
As Warren Spahn used to say, hitting is timing. Pitching is disrupting the timing.
There it is.
That's what a changeup will do. Denton gets a strikeout, 2 down. Runners still on at first and second base here in the 5th inning of our 6th inning game. Try pack up, bunting. He either bunts that or he gets it right between the eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. This ball's going to hit him if he doesn't bunt this thing. Now here's a good look at it. This ball starts going right at his face. Oh, I'm so glad he touched that ball.
Yikes.
Woo.
He is an 8th grader at Hanalani School.
Oh.
Must be something he did. A wild pitch. Mamea will move over to third base. Feo goes down to second. So 2 are in scoring position with 2 down. See whether or not Ty can get a couple of RBIs right here. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Denton putting that fastball by him.
He throws that little Ephus changeup too. Gets some double clutching. Nice job of throwing strikes.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery, and he got him. So he gets a couple of strikeouts in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 are left on base. Enjoy that delicious dietary substance. And with 28 games in high definition, see the Little League World Series in a big way on ESPN and ESPN2. With Harold Reynolds, Sam Ryan, and all of our crew, delight to have you with us. I know many of you who, even if you do not have youngsters involved in a Little League program, love to see these kids play. Guevara's gone from the mound to right field. Did a great job on the mound. Fayau's come on to do the pitching. So Von Fayau will come on here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 7, 8, and 1 for Hawaii. 1 and 2 for Newtown, Pennsylvania. Darren Lauer will be leading it off. He struck out. He's only at bat.
And what's the radar gun on this kid on the mound? You're talking about an arm.
Guevara, while he pitched, gave up just a run on 2 hits in 3 innings. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 3.
Well, the other thing that happens with the type of game like this, you allow, that's a 96-mile-an-hour major league fastball right there. You allow every kid to get that nervousness out and get on the mound. And man, he didn't look too nervous.
Works out of the stretch, 1-2 delivery. Lauer takes the pitch outside, 2 ball, 2 strike count. Well, Hawaii certainly has played a complete game to this point. I mean, their pitching's been outstanding with 3 pitchers that they've used. And they've scored 7 runs, 8 hits, and hit 3 home runs. Ouch. I think he almost broke an aluminum bat. Not going to be in time. It'll be an infield hit. Agape made a nice try again. He's had a couple of very tough plays at third base.
Well, and that time he had the footwork down perfectly, fielded it, threw off balance, nice play, and he had a good stretch at first. Here's a good look. And that's just tremendous hustle by our hitter getting down the baseline there.
Time!
So Lauer is on with a single, the 3rd hit for Newtown. 7-1 they trail. They are the home team.
Trying to get the gas over, right? Sit on the first
in the 6th inning game.
Gas go all over, okay?
He's flying back in a bit.
Okay.
Well, you heard him. He said if he's playing back, I'm going to drop one down.
They need runners here.
Explode right through the pitch.
Agape will move in at third base a little bit. Can't take that lead over there. Fastball, look out. Quick throw down, not in time. Mayo that time thought the runner might have been trying to take off and tried to put the ball behind him.
This from Hawaii got some good arms on the diamond. Just
ooh, that hit his hand. Was trying to bunt.
That's gonna hurt.
That's
Thank you. Yeah, that one hurt right there, but they'll get some ice on that and be able to ice it down and also check him out. But that's going to hurt. That's one of those that pinches right on the bat when you go around to bunt.
We have seen at every level players, especially pitchers, who bunt a lot, get hurt on that kind of a play where they take a pitch trying to bunt right off sometimes right off the knuckles, Harold, right off the back of the hand. As a parent, Mom is in the blue watching here, her son Ryan Hartley, and he's going to he wants to stay in the game.
It's hurting. It's goes through your whole body. Now here's a look at it. This just hit right off the top of his hand. Now watch what his grip is. See how he's got his fingers around the bat as opposed to what you want to do. See, Ryan had his hands around the bat and he exposed the front part of his hand. You saw it get caught like this. What you want to do is try to hold those fingers behind the bat. And if you ball it up into a knuckle, now you're going to be able to have that ball bounce off the knuckle.
He doesn't want to come out of the ball game, but they may have called that a foul ball, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that old hands part of the bat rule, I never did buy into that.
That may have been called a foul ball. I'm saying that because Darren Lauer has been sent back to first base. So I'm not sure. He obviously is not going to be able to hit here. Well, I say that. It sure doesn't look like he can. And for Ryan Hartley, obviously real discipline.
They're all out of eligible substitutes.
13.
They're out of eligible
They're
substitutions.
out of eligible substitutes, and they want
Take number 13. You're never going yet.
Number 13's in the game right now. Number 8 is out of the game, and number 6 is out of the game.
806. 806. 806.
Anybody else for help on that? No, wait.
No, sir, I cannot. I have to go to first base on that.
The only one you can ask for help.
6 then. 6. Number 13 is in the game. Number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6.
What they're going to do is there's an injury.
Number 6.
Okay.
Because of an injury, they're going to allow a player who would not be allowed back into the game to come back into the ball game. But I think that was a foul ball, and whoever's coming in is going to have to go to the plate to hit.
And they get to select who they want to hit. That's what they were doing. The other team gets to select the batter.
I got a fake bunt.
I said Darren Lauer at first. That is Parker, the special runner at first base. It was a foul ball. That just adds insult to the hurt for Ryan Hartley.
Well, here's a look at it. Now the ball's going to track him, and this hits him in the hand. That's tough to say that's a foul ball. I mean, under the rules, the technical term of the rule, yes, you can say that is a foul ball. Your hand is part of the bat, but you also have to incorporate the spirit of the game too. And I think in that he was attempting to get out of the way, and I would have called that a non. I'd have gave him the base, Gary.
I understand what you're saying. So it is a foul ball. Back into the ball game is going to be Michael Tenalucci is going to come on to hit, and he fouls it back. So he takes over the count at 1-1. It is now 1-2. As Tenalucci had been in the ball game before, both in the lineup and as a special runner had come out. Now he gets to come back in with the runner on at first base and nobody out. Tenalucci takes it outside. Throw to first, not in time. Will get away. Not far enough for the runner to advance, though. The man has not been afraid to throw the ball down from behind the plate to first base. Parker at first.
They better back off the plate.
I'm telling you.
They seem to have the control right now. He's throwing awfully hard, too. Not able to locate.
3-ball, 2-strike count. Payao came on to pitch in this inning, the third pitcher for Hawaii. And he surrenders the walk there. Well, a chance.
Well, let's hear what the conversation's going to be. He's going to obviously ask him to slow down. Now, the rule has changed. In the last year, coaches weren't allowed to go to the mound. Now they are.
Let's go. Hey, let's have fun down here. Hey, let's go.
It's awful windy down there, but he's basically telling him relax and have some fun and just be yourself. Now, what I was going to say, in years past, the coaches could not go beyond the baseline. They just have to stop at the baseline. The pitchers would come over and they'd have a conversation there. Now they've allowed them to go to the mound. And what happens when you go to the mound now, all of a sudden every kid in the diamond comes in, converges in on the conversation.
Here's Dave Pine. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Newtown trying to come back from a 7-1 deficit. Under the rules now, a manager, coach can go to the mound 3 times in an inning and 4 times overall for any given pitcher before you have to take that pitcher out of the game.
That's all. Control. 1-1.
Looking for control here from Fayao. A single and a walk have put 2 on. That is a strike on the inside corner to Dave Pine, the number 2 hitter, who has singled and reached on an error. Newtown's got the meat of the order coming up here, and that's way outside. 2-2. We've already had 4 home runs combined in this game. The Angels in the outfield are trying to find some help. Towards short, get a force at third. Nice play. Enos, the shortstop. Agape went over to cover, and they get the lead runner.
Well, that's a nice job of paying attention to the game. You know, this was dragging, it was slow, you had a batter get hit, you had to change hitters, everything else. But he still understand that there's first and second, no outs, I can get a force at third base, and he took this force out.
Good heads-up play.
Remember, this is Little League Baseball. You know, they're not going to turn a double play like you will in Major League Baseball very often. And that becomes a force play as opposed to maybe going to second and try to turn 2.
Blaze Lesneski. Glide out, grounded out. He has power, and he's been one of their leading RBI men in tournament play. 4 home runs, 2 on. Takes that one to left field. That wind's blowing in, and that ball will be caught. Right back there to get it. Second base, they're going to get a double play as Brian Hartley had come all the way around to the plate. So they get a double play to end the inning and end the potential rally here in the 5th. Hawaii remains on top. The end of 5, 7-1.
Welcome everyone. Volunteer Stadium in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. International Pool C play opener. We have Ryan Tony and Kyle Peterson on the field.
Number 1-4.
Pitching analysis, feature stories, interviews, all World Series long. And a good start for Guam, Tony. It's Calbert Alacoa going deep to left field, leading off the game.
Alacoa got a ball up in the zone and hit it out of the ballpark. Give Guam an early lead.
That's why it's a 1-0 game.
And back here at Lemonade Stadium, we go to the 6th inning, 6-inning regulation in Little League Baseball, where Hawaii's got the lead 7-1, and they have done it with the long ball as they get him in the 1st inning. Agape had the first one, Fayao had the second, and then in the 3rd inning, Namea a 3 RBI homer.
Well, they really opened up the bats. We thought we were looking at a 10-run rule game for a second there, and now Massachusetts, Pennsylvania really battled back to keep this game without being eliminated. They've shut down that offense, and they've had chances in the last couple innings to get right back into it. But it's 7-1 game Hawaii right now.
Harris and Cam up at the plate. Cam back in the lineup. He had started. Came out. And you can come back in Little League Baseball. And Cam is indeed back in. He is grounded out in his only at bat. He'll take that pitch up high and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Denton on the mound doing the pitching in relief of Keith Terry. Hawaii will try and add to their lead here in the 6th. Down to 3rd. Nice backhand stop. Lesneski. Nice play.
Very nice. Watch how he gets his body in front of this ball. First step, he overran it almost. Concentrate and threw a strike across the diamond. That first step was the key, though. Jumped on that ball quick. Good range. And he knew exactly where he was at. Boom.
Talk about playing third base. One step and a dive. Brooks Robinson used to say is what you get there. And that's exactly what you saw. That's why it's called the hot corner, because balls, when they're hit there, tend to be hit hard, and you don't have much room. Short and second, you have a lot more room to move on a ball because you're further away from home plate. And you see he's right on the cut of the grass at third, so anything hit down there, even a shorter distance, not a lot of room to move.
Nice quick reactions. That was nice.
One away here in the sixth. 1-1 count. Oliviano, seventh grader, favorite player, David Ortiz, Red Sox fan. And he's done an outstanding job in the infield today at first base. He's taken an 0 for 3 at the plate. 2-ball, 1 strike count.
He's got a good looking swing, though, doesn't he?
He does.
Whew.
Small in stature, big in cut. You can use wooden bats in Little League. I'm not sure anybody does anymore. You can't afford to buy them for the most part, so the aluminum bat used by just about everybody. Foul territory and no play.
Not in the field anymore. In the stands, a little bit of a play. And look at him.
Scramble for the player. The kid from Westbrook wins. His main kids are tough.
Is that right?
Grow up in a mill town, you know how to battle. A 2-ball, 2 strike count. Denton's delivery is there. 2 down. Third strikeout for him. And let's see how Hartley, who get hit by a pitch, is doing. Sam Ryan?
Yeah, Gary, that on the index finger of his right hand. Trainer Mike Ludwikowski was telling me it appears to be nothing more than a bone bruise at this time. He has movement, fully functional, a little swollen, though. He said after 20 minutes of ice, they're going to reevaluate it.
Sam, thanks very much. That's good.
Oh, here it is again. It's on the pitch. He gets the ball right underneath the bat, and what that does, it pinches your finger up against the bat. That's really where the contusion comes from there.
And worst of all, it ended up being called a foul ball.
Yes. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens in 20 minutes when that swelling goes down, because that looked a little more serious if he's going to be able to grip a ball or not. That's going to hurt him for a little while.
0-1 count. Enos will take the pitch up high. 1 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down, 6th inning. Newtown will get a final shot. Bottom half of the 6th is the home team. 4, 5, and 6 in their order will be due up.
Let's go, Keeney!
1-1 delivery. Playing the line. Gears takes it to the back. And a 1-2-3 inning. So in game 1 of our 2005 Little League World Series, the home team, Newtown's trailing. 3 outs to work with when we come back.
ESPN2's coverage of the 2005 Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. Never stop earning your stripes. And in part by RE/MAX. RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Little League Baseball. And Bank of America. Higher standards.
We're at Lamade Stadium, where Hawaii's got the 7-1 lead. Action going on at Volunteer. Dave, Tony, and Kyle are there, so let's check in and see what's going on in their game. Dave Ryan.
It is the Little League World Series opener, the 59th series from South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Here at Volunteer Stadium, Dave Ryan, Tony Gwynn, Kyle Peterson on the field for us throughout this World Series on our Volunteer Stadium broadcast. What a start for Pacific and Calvert Okoa. Tony, the catcher, going deep to lead off the game.
Now pitch up, hit it out of the ballpark, and bomb hitters are stepping up there and putting some great swings together.
They put together a couple of other base hits in that inning to take a 3-0 lead, Gary. Guam looking good.
2 more.
Okay, Dave.
2 more.
That's the international pool, of course. 8 teams from the United States, 8 teams on the international level. Divided into 4 teams per pool, and 2 from each pool will be moving on. Greg Gears at the plate. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Newtown, PA trying to find a way to get some runs. That one to left field. Karpak is there, puts it away, and there's one down.
Well, they've had some good swings in the last couple innings. They just hit it at the wrong time of the ball game. The wind blowing in and not really carrying much.
Marianenos has come on. The numbers. 2 outs away from a win.
Ball.
Taken inside for a ball. 4 pitchers have been used by Hawaii in this game. Guevara went 3 innings with a run on a couple of hits. Feo worked an inning, gave up just 1 hit. Their number 1 pitcher, Agape, started the game but worked only 1 inning. They built up an early lead and decided they wanted to save his availability, and it's worked out pretty well for him.
Well, they've shown some good arms on the mound too. They're pretty deep.
Yeah,
all 4 of these kids throw the ball pretty good.
Parker's had only 1 at bat in the game, and he struck out. Ben Parker, 2 ball, 1 strike count. Newtown, Pennsylvania, coming into this game with a 16-0 record in tournament play. Into this first game of the Little League World Series, could suffer their first loss of their postseason, while Hawaii is trying to go 12-0 in tournament play. 2-2 delivery. 1 out away, Hawaii from picking up the win.
Hawaii's showing pretty good, like we just talked about, pitching depth, but also these kids play all over the diamond. They play everywhere. Shortstop, third, they're all interchangeable, second.
Big chance to go 1-0, and a big lead. That one hits down the line. That is hard off the wall.
Wow.
Back going to get it. There may be a dent out there in left field.
That was some kind of bat speed right there.
He only ends up with a single. It was hit so hard.
Again, he has that closed stance, and all he did was just drop his hands on that ball, and it just jumped off his bat.
That'll be hit number 4 for Newtown. Michael Festa at the plate. With 2 away. That one skips. May able to get down and block that. He's got good size behind the plate too, and he uses it offensively. 1-0 count. Lebois Beach, Hawaii, first time their Little League has made it to the Little League World Series, and a chance in their first game to have a win. The 9th team from Hawaii to be here. Second base, Feo, the play. Hawaii's got it. A 7-1 win over Newtown, Pennsylvania for Hawaii. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, you can log on to ESPN.com. There's the final line.